You're an entrepreneur or small business owner, right? Are you utilizing Facebook ads or Instagram ads? If not, it's probably because you just don't know how to produce the content. At earlhallstudio.com, we can create an audio commercial as well as video commercials for you to really get attention to your business and make more money. Audio commercials for radio and audio platforms start at just $99. Or you can go all in with a great commercial for your business to be aired online or even on TV, starting at just $197. Get more information at earlhallstudio.com.
And good morning, folks. Welcome into the live broadcast for Align With Your Purpose. I'm your host, Earl Hall. So glad to be with you here live on Conversations Radio Network, as well as on my Instagram feed at Align With Your Purpose. So make sure that you're following me there. If you are a business owner and you operate B2B, this broadcast is going to really mean something to you. All right. So once again, folks, thanks for being here with me live, and also the folks that will listen to this on the podcasted version. You can find all that information as far as how you can find me on my podcast, wherever it is you want to listen to me. Just go to alignwithyourpurpose.co and just click on the link that says live broadcast and podcast. Excuse me. And you will see all the places that I am podcasted, the different links, social media sites that I have. So today, we're going to be talking to the folks that are in business. You're an entrepreneur and you have a product or service that is B2B. That's business to business, not B2C, which is business consumer, but business to business. We're going to be talking about identifying your target market and how to actually reach that target market in a very, very specific way. All of you have heard me talk for about the past week about making sure that you're producing content, whether that's in audio format, video format, writing blogs, images and pictures, or all of them, which is really the thing to do. You want to be involved with all of it. So when you're looking to start a business, grow a business, be an entrepreneur, if you don't have an audience for what it is that you're selling, and don't get it twisted, whatever it is that you do, you are in sales. I talked about this on last week. And if you don't get the point that you are actually a salesperson, no matter what it is that you do, you're going to be dead in the water. Because you've got to get good at sales and marketing. And that whole marketing piece is centered around you producing content so that people can actually see what it is that you do and get an understanding of who it is that you are and how you do things. So how do we identify our target market? There's so many different, rules of thought or ways of thinking about how to do this. Yes, you can use social media, but what about if you could get directly to the person that makes the decision about buying your product or service? What if you could look up any company and really quickly discover who that person is that you need to talk to? Do you need to talk to the CEO for your product or service? Do you need to talk to the marketing manager for your product or service? Do you need to talk to the creative director for your product or service? And this is one thing you've got to really be clear on. Who is that person that you need to talk to in order to make the sale? And how is it that you go about reaching out to that person? So many times I see people do a myriad of different things. There is a way to do this on social media. There is a way that you can look up people on Facebook and Instagram. You can DM people. You can, it's kind of like fishing because sometimes you really don't know if that's the person you need to talk to, but you could ask whoever it is that you find on social media, hey, could you direct me to the person that makes the decision on this? But what if you could skip all of that? What if you could go to and have a service that will let you know that upfront? What I want to expose you to right now is a website, and I'm trying to find that website. It's targetyourmarketnow.com. I want you to write that down. targetyourmarketnow.com. And I'm going to put this in the links in the description for all the podcast that I have going on as well. So those folks won't miss out on that. But it's targetyourmarketnow.com. Now, what are you going to find when you get there? I think I briefly explained this a while back, but I want to go through this because this is vital, especially if you're B2B. Just imagine there is someone in your city or your state or your area that there's a business that you really would like to do business with. You could go to, this is how simple this is. Using this platform of targetyourmarketnow.com, you could literally type in that web address and it will come back to you with all of the information that it has on that business, from the titles of the people, so that you'll know who exactly is that you can target. And if you know the title of the person, like the general title of the person that will make the decision on what it is, just type in their website address of that big company, and it'll spit back all the information that it has. What else can you do with this software at targetyourmarketnow.com? What you can do is you can look up companies by industry. Yeah, specific industries. So if there's an industry that your product or service is for, then you can really hone in on discovering who the people are in that industry from all the companies and everything else, along with the titles of the people that you need or want to find. What else can you do with this? Not only can you target cities and states, you can target countries, you can target industries, like I said before, and also just specific areas. If your product or service is something that is bound by geography, then it makes a difference, right? You can look up just titles. You can look up just industry. You can look up how much revenue the company is making. You can see that information. You can see how many employees does this company have. And when you're going after, and one thing that I say to a lot of entrepreneurs all the time, when you're trying to build a business, when you're trying to grow it, it just seems to make sense to me that if you've got something that's great, you want to give it to the biggest people you can find. You want to connect with the biggest people that you can find to supply them with your product or service. And here's the thing. Here's what it gives you. It gives you the name of the person. It gives you that person's title. It gives you that person's email address. It also gives you that phone number. Also gives you the address. I want you to visit that website, targetyourmarketnow.com, and start really looking at making an impact. I love this site because it even tells you if they've got a good web address for them. It tells you if the web address is good or if it's just a general company email. I don't want general company emails. I want to talk to the person. And so I myself utilized this service just yesterday. I've been utilizing it for a while, but I really dug in yesterday to try and really find the types of people that I want to market to for the business that I do. I'm a professional voice actor and coach, so I do radio and TV commercials, as well as Facebook ad commercials, YouTube, whatever it is, I can produce this. So I started to look locally here at businesses, just businesses that I know would need that type of service. This is how powerful this is. And when you get to the actual person, it makes a difference in the success that you're going to be able to have. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to take a short break, but I'm going to come back. I'm going to talk a little bit more about this website, targetyourmarketnow.com. And also what I'm going to do is share with you how I keep all of this stuff together and how I manage all this stuff. There's tools out there that you can use, and I'll probably go a little bit more in depth later, but we'll be right back after this break.
Get the book Align with Your Purpose by Earl Hall. Find and walk in your purpose. Get the answers to your questions about life, and how to make it exactly what you want are in this book. This is your chance to stop living in a life you hate. Discover how to manifest the life you actually want. Get Aligned with Your Purpose now on Amazon, paperback, Kindle, or audiobook. You're an entrepreneur or small business owner, right? Are you utilizing Facebook ads or Instagram ads? If not, it's probably because you just don't know how to produce the content. At earlhallstudio.com, we can create an audio commercial as well as video commercials for you to really get attention to your business and make more money. Audio commercials for radio and audio platforms start at just $99. Or you can go all in with a great commercial for your business to be aired online or even on TV, starting at just $197. Get more information at earlhallstudio.com.
All right, folks, thanks so much for keeping it locked right here on my show, Aligned with Your Purpose, broadcasted live on Conversations Radio Network, as well as live right here on Instagram. Live feed. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys. I definitely appreciate it. And even you guys, ladies and gentlemen, that watch after and watch the recording, feel free definitely to share if you want to with your fans or your folks or people that you think this might be of interest to. So we're talking this morning about your target market, how to find your target market. And in the first segment, we talked about how I do it, how I go about finding, especially if you're B2B, this works for B2B clients. TargetYourMarketNow.com is the website I want you to check out. It is absolutely phenomenal in the reach that it has and with the amount of information that it has to give to you to literally target and get laser focused in on the people that you want to communicate with in order to offer them your product or service. And that's the lifeblood of your business, marketing and sales. Marketing and sales. And I've said so many times, you can be great at whatever it is that you do. You can be an awesome entrepreneur. You know your stuff about what it is that you do, but so many people get tripped up on marketing and sales. And if you don't know that the number one thing that you are is a salesperson, you will screw this up. You are in sales. If you're an entrepreneur, you're in sales. Or you're going to have to hire someone or partner with someone that is outstanding at sales. And maybe you just do the thing that you're good at doing because you're not good at sales and you don't want to learn sales. Well, guess what? If you don't have someone in charge of sales because you're not good at it, your business will not grow. So how do we get good at sales? How do we get good at marketing? Well, let me just tell you this. Everyone starts out being horrible at it because what it takes, especially in today's market that we live in, is a very good social media presence. It takes you producing content. And I'm going to say this probably just about every broadcast that I do because I don't believe or I don't see people actually taking that bull by their horns and actually going with it. And that is putting on the hat of a sales and marketing person. Because that's what it has to be. And also, like I was saying, producing content is a big part of that. If you're good behind the camera, if you're good, doing a live stream on Instagram or Facebook or, YouTube or creating videos, that is the marketing side of this. It's kind of like sales without sales. And let me explain to you what I mean by that, sales without sales. When you if you've got a product or service and you're B2B, and this can work for B2C as well, and you know how to set up a Facebook page, a YouTube channel, an Instagram channel, and you know how to produce content in video and audio form, but I believe in particular video, and I've said this before, is that video is the king of everything. Because from video, you get everything else that you will ever need in order for content production. And this is what I mean. And I explained this last week, but I think it bears for me to do it again and to say this again. When you produce video content, from that video content, you also have audio content that you can strip out. So you can post your YouTube video, but you can also have a podcast, an audio podcast that's aired on all the major platforms for podcasting. I recommend Anchor.fm. Anchor.fm for me is hands down the best platform because it broadcasts out and it shares out on all other or most other platforms like iTunes, even Spotify. I'm on Spotify with this show, Align with Your Purpose. And there's so many other different platforms that if you have an Anchor.fm account that you can actually utilize to distribute all of that content. So from the video, you can strip the audio. Like for instance, I'm recording a video right now on Instagram. I'm also recording in audio format because I'm broadcasting live on Conversations Radio Network. So I've got the content, so if you're producing videos, you can strip out the audio. You can make that a podcast. From that same video, you can transcribe that video. Now you've got a blog. From that video, you can take out quotes that you've said throughout the broadcast or throughout the video. And now you've got memes you can make with quotes, your very own quotes, and you can put them out. You also can take little 1-minute clips from a long video and get some hard-hitting points and post those 1-minute video clips on Instagram. When you produce video, you produce everything that you need. Not to say that you can't go above and beyond and write out a blog or do this and that, but I don't have that kind of time, and I'm not the guy that wants to do that. So when I produce a video, I know that I've got content that I can use forever in whatever format it is that I want to use, and I think that's pretty important. Now, some people can't do that or don't want to do that, but this is why I go back to saying, whatever you do initially, I don't care what it is, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be what you want it to be. And so many people are wondering, well, how do I get good? You get good by going through the part that you aren't good at. You get good by continual practice. You get better and better, and you start sucking less and less the more that you do these things. Whether it's an audio podcast or a video podcast, you get better through the doing of it. You don't get better through the thinking of it. You get better through the doing of it. That's a quote, right? I got to use that as a meme, right? You don't get better by thinking about it. You get better by doing it. That's really the thing. That's how you get over the humps of, I'm not good at this. Well, it requires practice. It requires you to dig in. It requires you to, it requires you to go through the embarrassing part, which all of us have to go through because none of us are always good at these types of things. But you will get good at it if you continue to practice your craft of marketing. And when I say sales without sales, when you do video and things of this nature, and especially when you're teaching something or you have affiliates or all this other type of stuff, and you talk about what it is that you're good at and what it is and how it is that you do what you do and why you do what it is that you do, people are interested in that. And it makes it easier after time for you to say, hey, I've got this thing you might want to check out. Go to my website, just like you hear me doing. Just like you hear me doing. And so when people are able to see you, hear you, or whatever, they begin to know, like, and trust you. And if you're good at what you do, people will continue to follow that content and want to learn more and more and more from you. I want to thank you guys so much for tuning into this broadcast today. This has been fun. Make sure that you do visit the website that I mentioned, targetyourmarketnow.com. It's targetyourmarketnow.com so that you can get targeted leads right there. So cheap to do, by the way. Make sure you visit my website at alignwithyourpurpose.co and follow me on Instagram. Make sure you're following me at Align With Your Purpose and check out everything we have available at the website. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Take care.